Hi everyone. So I'm away today actually for my birthday, and it got me thinking about something. So you can see me just here, and it got me thinking really about a question I get asked quite a lot by subscribers, and that's that if you're running a business, how much kind of work-life balance can you have? Because some people, they run a business because they think they can basically not work very hard, they can just outsource, have passive income and so on. And what I often say to people is this: it is absolutely possible to set up a business, especially if you've got experience in the space, and eventually outsource. In other words, not on day one, but get good at it and then outsource. So typical example, let's say you're working in an industry for 5 or 10 years, you get good experience, then you set up your own business, and then maybe build it up for a few years, and then essentially it is possible to kind of not work very much. But in reality, if you start a business, first of all, if you want to grow it aggressively, it's going to be harder to do it that way. And second of all, I think one of the big differences between being self-employed and being employed and running your own business is you can't really, or at least I feel, you can't really completely take your mind off things. It becomes almost your life. What I mean by that is, if you work 9 to 5 or Monday to Friday, most people, they might think about work a little bit over the weekend or whatever, but most people can switch off over the weekend and sometimes even for a week or two for holiday. I think that's a little bit harder for self-employed people, but it's still very possible, right? If you're a self-employed, I don't know, plumber or whatever you are, then ultimately there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to switch off. You might just be a bit more worried in the early years about paying the bills or whatever compared to being employed, but it doesn't become your life. But if you're a business owner, it's not just if you're running a huge business which is kind of generating hundreds of millions. Even if you're just running a business which, is generating hundreds of thousands or a couple of million a year, realistically it's going to take over your life. Even if you don't work 100 hours a week, you're always going to be thinking about it. So I can remember for myself, the last time I took a major, proper holiday, what I mean by proper holiday is no work, literally zero work, was in 2018. I've taken many short trips where I've just worked a couple of hours a day, and this is an example of that. Today I'll work a couple of hours, but that's been my experience. Obviously everyone has their own experience, but to summarize, if you just want a lifestyle business and still earn good money, it's possible. But I think if you're driven, it's actually harder, much harder to have a work-life balance if you start your own business. And it's not the reason really to start your own business. If you don't want stress, if you don't want to have to work hard, I would say a business probably isn't for you. At least that's what I feel. In that case, it's actually better just to invest into private investments which take as little time as possible. And business owners should also do the same thing, right? Business owners in general shouldn't just reinvest back into their business. But the point I'm making is, if you want to make more money with little work, little hassle, little stress, then often investing is a great way. But if you want to make big money for a business, often you need to make big sacrifices as well.